Excellent. So good afternoon, everyone, again. It's really a pleasure to see all of you. The purpose of the meeting today is mainly to give you a little bit more information about the transfer into the platform of the Open University. All of you have already started the courses there, but we thought that it could be useful to get in touch with us once more, just to smooth this process a little bit, to clarify issues in relation to the overlapping of some courses. I had sent you an email, and just if you have any other questions while in progress, this will be a very good opportunity for you to ask them. So I will ask Edward to take the lead this afternoon. I hope that you can show us a little bit of the website and eventually some of the materials the students will be using. I will unmute you, Edward, and you should be able as well to share your screen with us. Edward? Okay, seems like, yeah, he's there. Edward? Okay, seems like a static picture. It's interesting. Okay, there may be some connection issues. Let me check if he has sent us an email or so. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Edward, can you hear us? No, seems like he's not there. Okay, let's see if we can actually reconnect. Unfortunately, I don't have direct access to the website of the Open University, so I will not really be able to show you how the platform looks like, how it works, and so on and so forth. But I really hope that Edward can join us again quickly. Maybe we can start the other way around. So if you have any specific questions specifically on the courses, the overlapping of the courses, the calendar, and so on and so forth, maybe we can start from there while we wait for Edward to join. And I will try to clarify as much as I can. I think I have written to some of you. I was actually in Barcelona last week to have a face-to-face meeting with the colleagues in the Open University, so we have really discussed a lot of things to make your experience even more meaningful, and we really hope that we'll be able to implement some of the actions that we agreed upon quickly. But we realize that there are some shortcomings, like for instance this overlapping of courses that is creating some challenges for some of you. But again, as I said in my email, we are here really to support you. So if we need to be flexible, we will be as flexible as possible. And we have really tried to desynchronize all assignments, so you will not really have to submit same assignment at the same time for the two courses. Do you have any question or any specific concern that you would like us to address this afternoon? Yes, Zoe.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Excellent. You probably saw my message to Eduardo. I joined on the 22nd. I realized that the courses with the UOC started on the 16th. Mm-hmm. So I'm a bit late, and I requested extension, even though I'm trying to submit by the deadline. Now, I'm a bit concerned. You're talking about overlapping, and I keep checking UNITAR website, and after the submission for conflict resolution, I did not see anything. So am I okay with UNITAR, or right now we still have to do some work for UNITAR? This is one question.
Yeah.
The second question, I did visit the UOC website. I have to still familiarize myself a little bit more with that. But I noticed that they also mention installments that we have to pay for them. Do we have to go through them or you?
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's another question. They talk about an assigned counselor. Mm-hmm. And yet I see Alan Bruce, the name of Alan Bruce. Is he our counselor? I'm not sure. Advisor? I don't know.
Okay. I will answer your questions. So, concerning the UNITA courses, the overlapping will be as of the 6th of April when we will start the human security course. You remember at the beginning we had a bit of the delay in the starting of the conflict resolution course, so we started a week afterwards. So as a consequence, the human security course will start a week afterwards as well. So when you may have the overlapping is during this last week of the conflict resolution course, and then once you will start the human security course. One thing that I should specify is that in terms of workload, this is one thing that we have discussed in Barcelona. The courses from the Open University are slightly lighter in terms of workload. So it should be for you manageable to have two courses at the same time. This is why also in the future you will see the Open University courses, you may take two courses at the same time. It's because the amount of workload that the two courses together amount to is more or less the same workload that you may have had in one of the UNITA courses. So then it will be a slightly different type of design that you will see in the courses from the Open University. So you may have less activities, less assessed activities. You may have some assignments that are a little bit, that are more expanded in terms of time. The time that you can actually use to complete the assignment is slightly more than what we gave you. So don't be scared if you see that it's manageable. I mean, our previous student managed it and they didn't have any really concern. It's really like the first time that unfortunately we have this overlap between UNITA course and UOC course. Usually we didn't have this in the past, but this is due to a number of restructuring that we are doing to the program. So we will try, really, this is happening now. We are really sorry for that, but we will try as much as possible to support you during these coming weeks. So you should not worry. If you need extensions for activities, all team is in the picture. So even the tutors and the facilitators for the different courses are fully in the picture. They know that this is going on. They know that you may have some delays, and they are there just to support you. So no, you should not worry about that. About payment and installment, just disregard whatever you find on the UOC platform. Mm-hmm. So all payments are channeled through UNITA. We are making sure that we make the arrangements with the Open University to be paid. So it's in there because normally the students will actually make the payment via the Open University. For us, it's a different arrangement because this is a monthly collaboration with us. So disregard if there is any request for payment. You should not really deal with that. Just deal with my emails. In terms of a time counselor, I'm not sure if I understand correctly, because normally what you should have is a tutor, and the tutor for you is Edward. So I will go back to them asking a bit of clarifications about that. I know that Edward is taking care of the students for the master degree in conflictology, so he should be your reference point. I know that at the Open University they have different type of services as well that they offer. So it may be that this assigned counselor you are referring to is a slightly different type of a figure. But I will verify with them, and then I will send you an email to clarify that.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Well,
I'm looking, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
You had another question, Zoe?
No, fine. Go ahead.
Okay, Patrick.
Can I just follow up on Joy's question? Can you hear me okay?
Sure, yes, I can.
Okay, right. 'Cause what I saw on the website was the Dr. Alan Bruce seems to be the tutor for the Deconstructing the War course, and we have a deadline for this Friday for a submission that they want us to limit to less than 5 pages, and that there was no assigned counselor. I wrote to Edward via the platform, and actually I got a bounce back from the platform. But I think that's probably, there's some kind of conflict between the UN email and maybe the UOC emails. I found one UOC email in my spam, so I think that there's some kind of conflict there. When I looked on the website, I saw that because of the tragedy of the bus accident that they had in Spain, that I think the campus is closed for this week. I think it's closed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think it said 2 days, but then at the same time on another part of the website it said that it was closed for the rest of the week. So I'm not sure. I mean, being totally mercenary, I kind of was hoping to maybe talk to Edward, because I trying to make the deadline, but I honestly didn't understand some of the instruction in the course, because Dr. Allen's comments were that we should use the material which was uploaded to that part of the website, but none of the material, apart from the one paper which is called Deconstructing the War, seemed to be of any reference to anything. So I was just thinking, maybe I'm just not getting the subject. I mean, I'm not particularly academic on these things. So that was my only thing. So I'm understanding that the overlap at the moment is, I think that there's a deadline for this week, and it looked like that there was going to be that on Friday they're going to issue another deadline for the 1st of April. I think that's how it looks on the UOC website. But I'm pretty sure that Edward, when he connects, he'll probably be able to tell us exactly what's going on. So I just was following up on what Joy was saying, really.
Okay. Edward actually just sent me an email saying that for some reason the systems gives him an error, and the only option he has is to leave the meeting. And this is really funny. I mean, let's see if he can still try to connect. He was saying that he was going back to his IT services to see if there was an option. Otherwise, we can try to connect via Skype, and then hoping that you can actually hear him. So in terms of the deadlines, I mean, one of the things that we had discussed during the meeting was really how to avoid this type of overlappings. So I will make sure that regardless if Edward can join or not, I will go back to the director of the master degree to make sure that actually this is avoided, because otherwise you will have, with the conflict resolution with this course, a little bit too many things to deal with. I will also ask them for more information about the different support that you have, because I know that for each course you have a facilitator, they call it tutor. It's the same thing as for us. I mean, like for some courses it was me, then you had Maria, you had Marie, some of our colleagues. And you may have others in the human security course. This is more for the academic content. Then you have Edward or whomever will be your tutor that is more to support you if you face any challenge with regard to accessing the platform, understanding how the course works, and so on and so forth. Is more there to guide you and support you through the learning experience rather than on the academic component of the experience. So I will make sure that you get the specific information about that. Though you should have received an email with all this information. The challenge now, and I said this will say no. Okay, the challenge now is that the moment you are enrolled in the UOC platform, you receive a UOC email address. So you check the messages are sent from the system directly into the Open University email address. You need to make sure that you check the UOC email address, because otherwise you may miss some of the messages. I was told that there is a way from the platform actually to redirect all the messages that goes through the UOC email to your personal email. Because we in UNITA, we have always used your personal emails for all communication. I mean, personal, professional, the email that you have given us. They use the email that is linked to the platform. So this may create a bit of miscommunication at certain point, especially in the beginning, because if you don't know that, I mean, you may not go and check directly the email from the Open. So I will ask them if it's possible to have eventually a short guideline on how to redirect your work email to your personal professional email, so that you make sure you don't miss any email or any important message, like beginning of the courses, who is your tutor, who is your facilitator, and so on and so forth. So I will go back to them and ask them for that. I'm just taking note of it. So I will ask them as well if they can just clarify all these things in the same message, and then eventually I may ask them to send it to me, and then I forward it to you on your professional email, because then otherwise it's pointless if they write back to you on your work email and you don't know how to access it. Han, you had an email. You had a question.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of Patrick's questions, I think if you go further into the UOC website, you can get information like a narrative, like the narrative in UNITA platform. Actually, if you go search it further, you can also get some videos. There's a lot of content inside actually. Yeah. If you need them, I can send it to your personal mail. And then I have another two questions. One is in terms of the USC courses schedule. When are you going to finish all the courses in UOC? Okay. Because we spent around 3 or 4 months for 5 courses in UNITA, and I wonder there are 19 courses in UOC. I think if we go in the pace of UNITA, we need to spend 2 years in UOC. Mm-hmm. I would like to know the schedule in UOC. When are we going to complete all these 19 courses?
Yeah.
And one more question is about can we have a list of all the participants in this program, including their contacts, to distribute among all of us, because maybe sometimes it will be more convenient for us to communicate with each other.
Okay.
I just wonder whether this could be possible, or other members would agree on these. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Han. So for the end of courses with the Open University, you started in the fall 2015, meaning you will end in the fall of 2017. The program usually is scheduled to last 2 years. How this will be possible is for the reason that I was mentioning before, that for the courses of the Open University, some of them will overlap. So you will actually need half of the time.
Yeah.
So one of the purposes of this meeting today was actually also to share with you the calendar of the courses, and to show you how the calendar of the courses from the Open University looks like. But in any case, I will send it to you after the meeting via email, and then we can further discuss about it. Yes. Concerning the list of the participants, we usually intentionally don't share this list of participants among the students, but it's not because it's not for a privacy reason, because in any case, if you go onto the platform, you see exactly who is in the course, so you know who are your peers. The reason is that we really would like to encourage you to interact through the platform, to make sure that everyone is in the picture. Because if you start just sending emails among yourself, I mean, that's great, because I mean, it's nice to see that the group form and so on. But for instance, we may be completely cut off from the picture of your discussions. So we really encourage you, if you have this, whatever type of discussion or interaction and so on, to do it through the platform, so that in a sense, it's something that remains within a protected environment and that we can follow as well. We had in some of previous programs, we had like a coffee corner, we called it, and it was basically on the main page, like you have the main page of the master degree. It was a space where the students could just chat and interact on whatever type of thing they wanted to. Even if it was like, okay, I'm coming to the US, are you up for a coffee? They use this space to do that, so that in any case, eventually another student would be in New York or in the US at the same time and say, well, why not? Let's meet up, and it's a good opportunity. And then they share, for instance, pictures. I mean, that happened when we were on mission in the same place. So, I mean, if you feel like, I mean, we can do something like that as well on the main page, and this will be for you really an opportunity to interact and chat. And then, of course, I mean, if you want to send a more private email, I mean, you can use the messaging system that you have, or send a private email. I mean, if there are private things going on, we don't want necessarily to be in the picture. But if it's more something that can be of general interest, we really encourage this type of discussions to be on the platform.
Okay, thanks a lot, Claudia. Yeah.
Welcome. Zui, you had a question?
I'm still waiting for Eduardo, because just like Patrick, I'm a little bit, I don't know how to actually move forward with the activities with UOC still. You see, looking at this,
Yep.
okay, this is the document that we studied, and after each chapter, I would call it, I don't know what to call it, Patrick, but after each description, they write activity, and then there they tell you to do things like the following is the English translation of article blah blah blah. And I don't know, am I expected to do something with this? Am I expected to have an activity here and submit it, or just stick to the one that is already on the platform, which is about the violence, and Patrick mentioned already less or up to 5 pages. So this is what is not clear for me. Do I stick to all these activities in this document?
Mm-hmm.
And in addition, the 5-pager, or just the 5-pager? Because if it's just the 5-pager, then I don't need to give myself a heart attack.
Yes,
I don't.
I understand.
You know, then I can at least make sure that I will be able to submit on Friday.
I was getting fried on even doing the 5 pages. I was getting confused between what is cultural violence and what is structural violence.
I'm telling you.
I should say that, I mean, from the courses on conflict analysis and conflict resolution, you should know, right?
No, it is an interesting course, I have to tell you. It is a very interesting course. I'm enjoying really learning every second of it. Yeah, except for the activities. I don't have much. Yeah,
for some strange reasons. I mean, there are more bureaucratic type of reasons that I'm not going to explain here, but we don't have, unfortunately, access to the courses. So we saw some of the materials, but we couldn't really go into the details of the courses. But I think it will be very interesting to get an idea of the exact content, the exact activities, and so on. We are moving towards that. I mean, one of the big changes that we will have as of September 17, for instance, is that all courses will be through the Open University platform. So you will not have 2 platforms anymore. Courses will be much more aligned in terms of structure of what you will see. So it will be a little bit less disorienting. So we will try to make things more in a similar manner than now. But I mean, we are moving towards there. That's the plan, but it takes a little bit of time.
Actually, I feel the UNITA platform is better than the UOC platform.
Okay, I cut this part from the video, but thank you.
Good. Please. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it's a different platform, you know. I mean, we use Moodle. That is an open software, and they have their own customized platform, because also the amount of students that they have, it's something that, I mean, I don't think that our platform can manage. So for them, I mean, this is the only thing they do. I mean, for us, it's one among the activities that we do. So, but nonetheless, I will just go back to them. I mean, even if it seems like Edward cannot really connect. So I will go back to them with your questions, and I will ask them to clarify as soon as possible which activity you have to complete. Because I understand if you have to complete the 5 pages, that to me would be already a heart attack, plus the all activities that you have in the document, it may be a lot. So I will make sure that you get an answer as soon as possible, or I get an answer as soon as possible, and I send it to you. As well, I mean, I think it will be really important that we are able to redirect your work email to your personal email as well, so that the communications can be more smooth. Yeah, Han, you had a question.
Yeah, I think one issue is urgent.
Yeah.
That is, before Friday, we should know to whom we should request for the extension.
Okay.
Whenever it's available. Yeah, because it's possible that we cannot finish all these works before Friday. Actually, I work many overnights or something like that, or late at night. Yeah.
Okay, I will. As soon as we are done here, I will send them an email with all the points, and usually they are really quick in answering. I mean, Edward is sending me emails at the moment saying, "I'm sorry, I cannot. It seems that I'm locked out from the webinar." So, I mean, he is online. So I'm sure that I can get this answer rather quickly, and then he will be able to guide you a little bit more. Yeah, this would.
Claudia, I have another question. Once we submit, unlike Unitar, I don't know, where do I need to upload the document? Is it on the email, or I don't know where?
Okay, well, I will ask that as well, because I was, in my previous life, I was a student with the Open University as well, and I remember that I was actually sending my assignments directly to the tutor via email. So that was what I was doing through the work platform. There was a part that you could actually just send the assignment to your tutor. But that's, I mean, at least for me, was rather clear. I mean, that will say this is the way you have to upload your assignment. So I will make sure that you receive specific guidance on that, because I don't want you to upload the assignment in the wrong place and then they say, well, you haven't uploaded it. Well, yes, I did, but it's just, it was the wrong place.
Right.
Is there anything like a user guide that you have?
No, this is the other thing I wanted to tell you. I did not see the user guide, glossary, and the reference, you know, the usual documents we receive with every module. Mm-hmm. I did not see that, unless Hannah, since you already went through the website of UOC, maybe you have, and you can help us where it is. I haven't. So I don't know what the guidelines, the rules and regulations for writing a document for them is. Do I need to use a special font, you know, or just go like, I wish 5 pages, I could use double spaces.
Yeah, you can use font 60 as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
What I did was the way that the homework looks like is that they want us to do these direct structural and cultural violence, and on page, I think it's on page 13 or page 14 of that piece of that document that you've got, there's a table which is the description of Afghanistan, and this is an example of Afghanistan direct violence, structural violence, and cultural violence. So what I did is I just created a table like the one that exists in that document. And I'm figuring that if they want us to give 4 examples, then I'm doing, and the whole thing to be less than 5 pages, what I was going to do was, or what I'm doing is 1 page in landscape is 1 conflict, and then the 3 columns do it. And then the last page, I'm just going to put all the footnotes. But you're right. My problem is already I'm down to about 10 and it's like, it's like but at least I'm just trying to understand what it is they wanted. So as I say, I'm doing it on landscape, on a table version with the 3 columns and 1 page per conflict. Bigger.
Yeah. Thanks, Patrick. At least listening to you makes me understand. I'm not the only one confused here, but
I'm always confused. Don't worry about me.
No, I'm very confused.
Well, I'm sorry that I cannot help. I mean, I'm just confusing you a little bit more. So I'm sorry for that. I cannot really help you out. I mean, I will just ask all these questions to Edward. He's writing to me actually, just saying that he was trying to connect, but he couldn't connect, and that there is no way, seems like there is no way that he can get into the webinar because the system is just locking him out. So I will send him all these questions and I will ask him to answer by the end of the day if it's possible, so that you can have a little bit more direction. I think he's right now on Skype. Do you want me to try to call him on Skype and see if you can hear him? That may eventually be a quicker way to get some information.
Okay.
Let me see if that's possible. Edward?
Hello.
Hello. We are still on the webinar actually. I'm trying to connect you with the Skype to see if they can still hear you, because they have several questions that I cannot answer and hopefully you can answer. But maybe let's just do a test if they can hear you. Can you just try to say something?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Edward.
Hi.
Okay. Excellent. So it seems like they can hear you. So if you don't mind, I mean, I will just try to sum up some of the questions you had for Edward so that he can provide you eventually with an answer. Otherwise, then I will just leave it to you and I will try to mediate the discussion between you and Edward so that you can ask the questions directly.
Yeah,
so,
if I cannot answer some of the questions, I'll just make sure to, well, get the information and
yeah, that was indeed what I was proposing them as well. I was planning to send you an email with all the questions, whatever you can answer, you would have answered, and the rest we would have just waited for the correct answer. So there is a little bit of disorientation, as it's normal at the beginning, because the platforms are different, the systems that we are using are a little bit different. So one of the first questions the students had was about the assigned counselor. So on the platform, they see that they have an assigned counselor that is Alan Bruce. But what I knew is that I don't know if this is the tutor, the academic tutor, or if this is actually their generic tutor, the one they can go to if they have any issue. Because what I knew is that it's you that they should go to if they have any generic issue, and then there should be a tutor for the course itself.
Exactly. Well, yeah, absolutely. You should guys follow where things may mean. Okay, I'm assigned to actually that's my job, right? To be a connection between you and the university in terms of any technical problems or doubts you have with contents. All right. Anything really, because although you have a help service which will always answer within 24 hours. Sometimes what they can do is limited, right? So it's always a good idea to contact me really for anything that you need regarding work. And about Alan Bruce, I guess it changes student to student, but it's exactly as you said earlier. She could be some sort of general tutor in case that doubts with their more content-based questions, although I can also answer some of those questions. Finally, if it's not the case, because I understand all of these students are starting with us now, but later on, after the second semester, and at the end of the fourth, so at the end of the master, they will be assigned special tutors for their postgraduate final presentation and for their master thesis.
Okay. Did you understand? Yeah. Okay. The second question, I mean, one of the other questions that was raised is about the assignments. So one thing, I don't know if you know, I was in Barcelona last week with Ismail, with Jordi. We met to discuss a number of issues. Yeah. One of the things we have discussed is because this overlapping of courses is something that is a bit unique. I mean, never happened before. And so we were making sure that the assignments are desynchronized. So now what they see on their platform is that there is an assignment due on Friday. However, it's not clear for them if the assignment is the one that is on the platform or the one that is contained in the document. Because on the platform, they are asked for a 5-page about different type of violence. Yeah. While on the document that they have received, sort of the narrative, sort of the content of the module, what they see is a number of other assignments. So they're really a bit confused what they have to complete by Friday. And also, in case we agreed with Ismail that during this period, we have overlaps, we need to be as flexible as possible. So if they need an extension, to whom they should ask the extension?
Yes. It's actually a really important question because while, as I told you, I act as a coordinator, right? The people who have the power and the final say in terms of extensions and deadlines are the tutors for every class. So one tutor in one class might grant an extension, another might not grant it, or one might be able to grant it, grant a longer one, another a shorter one. They decide. Of course, if the extension requirement, like this one we are covering now, is reasonable, usually, in my experience, tutors are really, really generous with these extensions, right? I have never found myself in a situation where a student gave a good explanation, a good reason, usually for health reasons. Some of our students are in conflict zones, and the tutor didn't respond in a positive way. So, answering the question, the students should mail directly each of the tutors that they want an extension from. And they can mail me if they don't get an answer from the tutor, which is extremely weird, but sometimes it happens. Or if the answer they get is they don't like it for some reason. If it's within reasonable, a reasonable arrangement, I can chip in and try to help negotiate this. For this one on Friday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact the tutor and ask him so that he can get in touch with the students and clear this out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. So when you say the tutor, you mean Alan?
In this case, it's Alan.
It's Alan. Okay, just to clarify. One point that Patrick raised before is that about the closure of the campus because of the tragedy that happened a few days ago. So he actually sent an email to Alan and she's not answering. So what she's wondering is it because the campus is closed?
I'm not sure I follow. The campus is not closed. You mean the tragedy Belgium?
No, in Spain. The bus.
Yes, the bus accident.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been informed of this, and in fact, I logged in that day, and I just logged in now. I mean, I've been in all day, and the campus works. So if they have an issue with the campus that they cannot explain, they can always again mail me. If they cannot access it, my email is still available, and I should be able to answer. In any case, the campus keeps on going. It never stopped.
Okay.
If you give me that student's name, I can look into it.
Yeah. Patrick, you may want just to contact Edward directly so that you just clarify this point with him.
Yeah, campus should work normally.
Okay. One other question they had about assignments is where to upload the assignments. So there was a bit of confusion if they have to send the assignment by email, if there is a specific place in the platform where they should upload it, if there is anything like a user guide or a place where they can see how the course works and the platform works.
Yes. What I'm going to do, I think it's going to be more practical. I'm going to put in the general forums where they all have access. It's like a notice board. Okay, they will even see a little new message sign. Exactly what you said, a guide on how to do this. Because now explaining the interface and all that could be a bit long, but I'll put the guide and it has like pictures and it should clarify things. On the other hand, what I can advance is that what they do, they don't send any assignments to me or to the tutors directly. They have to upload them to the platform. Okay, and they do that through a link in each of the classrooms, which I will a guide on how to do that. In that sense, if at any point there is a doubt on how to use it, I also have materials that I can send in video form or in pictures. Also, there's a virtual classroom that is starting this semester. They should have it activated. Now we can always move it, where you are basically trained on how to use the campus and how to use other online resources. Okay, so I will send you this information. I will put it in the notice board so everyone can see it. But basically, you do not send things to the teachers directly unless maybe they are out of the deadline and your teachers ask you for them.
Okay. So what I understand is that you will post a message on the forum that is into the platform.
Exactly. In the notice board itself, they will see it on their main page. If not, they can mail me, but to clear this out, I'll give you details in the post today. But to clear it out, we have to use a campus interface inside each of the classrooms to upload the work.
Okay. Okay. Just to make sure, do you have Edward's email?
I can give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I can just send it around as well, just to make sure, because we are repeatedly saying you can email Edward, but I just want to make sure that all of you have
sorry, you can send it to the chat system, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to figure out, I'm sorry this is so awkward. That works perfectly, as you can see. I sent you my email on Skype.
Yeah.
evnyamata@walk.edu.
Yes, I'm copying.
I forgot. I have forgot a final Nyamata. Here it is, corrected. There it is. Sorry.
That's fine. Well, I'm putting Edward's email. Sorry, there isn't you too much now. Voila. So I have put Edward's email in the chat. I don't know if you can see. Otherwise, I can also send you an email afterwards.
Yeah.
But if you go on Unitar platform, you know where you have the welcome page of the master degree. On the right corner, there are all our contact details. There's my contact details, Ismail, Jordi, Maria Antonia. I will make sure that I think Edward is in there already, but just in case, I will make sure that his email is in there so you have it. So this is solved as well. So you will receive this document, and you will hopefully get more information on how to upload the assignment. Now, one thing, Edward, that we were discussing, and I had discussed as well with Ismail last week, it was that all communication to the students, the moment they transfer to the platform of the Open University, especially via the email that is created on the platform, so the work email.
Yes.
I was told by Ismail that there is a way to redirect the work email to their personal or professional email. So if you have any information on that, I think it will be very useful, because also in the past what happened is because students didn't know about that, they missed several messages, and it was there was a bit of confusion. So if you have any guidelines on how to redirect the work email to the personal email, I think this would help a lot.
Okay. What even did has been in the past. So right now, when there's new classes starting or a new semester starting or everything, what I do personally have access to all of their personal information. What I do is I send it both to their university emails, or when it's a really important issue like this, like new semester starting, something important, I also send it to their personal email. Having said that, to follow UOC guidelines, and they always prefer me to send it to the campus itself. However, what I'm going to do is, yes, I'm going to ask my colleagues on how to do exactly that, because I don't personally know how to do it. And I will also post it in the notice board. Okay.
I think this would help a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are mainly the questions that we had. There was a hope as well to get the full calendar from the Open University for the courses. I don't know if you have it, if I have to ask it to Maria Antonia, and then I share it with the student.
I do have it. We work in terms, right? So we have the spring term and the fall term. And at the beginning of every semester, I send the calendar with the exact dates of all the students. And I think so this time. If someone didn't receive it, I believe it's also on the notice board, or they could just email me again. But I did send it to your email inboxes. In any case, just do email me, because I do have that information. However, in terms of stuff, so if they want the calendar for the next fall edition, I also do have it, but I have the calendar from the previous fall edition. The dates are more or less the same, so they can get an idea of how long the classes are going to be, more or less on when they start and when they end. But the final date always changes from year to year. So I usually don't have the final exact dates for the semester until a month or a month and a half before.
Yeah.
So right now, what I can offer you is the spring term. I have, obviously it has started, so I have all the dates. And I can offer you the fall term from last year if you want to get an idea of how next October is going to be.
Yeah, I think it will be very useful, so that they can have already an idea, at least of the number of courses that they will have. Because one thing I was explaining to them is that they will have some of the work courses will overlap. So this is something that is new for them. So I think that if they have an idea of what are the courses that overlap and so on and so forth, this would help them to plan in advance.
Okay, we're talking about the students that are starting right now, correct?
Well, they have started with us last year, that are moving to you right now, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I will send a special message on it for these students, so that they have an idea of how the next 2 years are going to be in terms of classes. Yeah, because there's semesters that are only like 2 classes, and those are very light. But the end semesters, they tend to like increase a lot the workload. There can be up to 4 classes at the same time. And this is something that I also want to explain, because I always get many questions about this. In UOC, you cannot choose, like, okay, say, for example, in the master, okay, you cannot say, this year I'm going to do 1 class only. You because I'm very busy or I'm on missions or things like this. You have to take the semesters, all of them at the same time as a block. So that's one thing, which is unfortunate because, as we know, our workloads change with time. But I always get this question about, right? You only take the semesters as the whole specialization as one single block. Another thing is that if you have to retake those classes because you couldn't take them or because you failed them, then yes, and you can take one specific class per semester. One last thing is that we run 2 specializations per semester, right? And we only run them on once per year. So, for example, right now, the calendar we have for spring is for, here I have it, the constructing works of well. And then the other one is for business and family conflicts, and these are going to run only in spring. And then they will, this class, the constructing war, economy, conflict, the projects, or business mediation, mandate evaluation, etc. They will only run on spring, and they won't run again until next spring, which means basically that if you want to postpone these classes or you need to take them again, you will have to take them a year from now. All right. And if you allow me to, one other doubt that I always get. When I send the calendar, and I will send it to you, I will try to make it perhaps more clear. Maybe I will make it again in terms of how it looks, because I send the calendar and students 2 specializations at the same time, each specialization with 3 or 4 classes, right? It's not that they have to take them all. One specialization per term, okay? I will try to take all this information and put it very clearly in this notice board and on an email. And if you guys have any doubt, absolutely mail me, because it's good, as Claudia said, that you have a very clear idea of the structure of the master.
Okay, I see that some of the faces are a bit concerned. So Patrick has a question. Will the courses we have to do be pushed for us, and so we will see them, or do we need to find them and and register for them independently? So it means students will be registered automatically to the courses, or they have to register for the courses?
No, everything is automatic. From this point on, everything happens automatically. So basically, we're signed on to a set of courses for this term, and in October you will be signed on to the next one. Say that you failed all the courses, it would be really strange, but it doesn't matter. You would still run the next set of courses, and then I would get in touch with you, and we would have to see how to retake those courses in the future, right? So that you can get your diploma. But in the end, as I said, everything is automatic. The only thing that is not automatic are the retakes. So if you see that you didn't sit on a class, or that you failed the class, mail me so that I can reschedule those classes in the future, right? In terms of new classes that start, they just start automatically, and I will be sending the information and the calendars for you to know when they start.
Okay. Patrick is saying that at the moment he can see only one course. Is that
That's absolutely correct. That's I get deconstructing war. I don't see him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I get deconstructing war with Alan Lewis. Now, this is how it works. In the document that I sent everyone and that I will put in the notice board, they will see the courses that they are supposed to do for this term. Right? And deconstructing work started on the 16th of this month. And that's the day that the course opens up. That's the day that the course starts. The next course, Economy and Conflict, if I'm not mistaken, right, will start on the 5th, so that's in May, on the 11th of May. So they can expect the course to be open and available on the 11th of May. That's when the course starts, but not before. So before that, they will not see anything new in their campus.
Okay. And by then, by the 11th of May, you will have finished the course on human security. So there will be no longer overlappings with UNITAR. It's only for this month. It will not be the case in the future.
That's excellent. Yes.
Yeah, just to clarify this point. Okay. Do you have any other question, or did I forget something? You can ask Edward directly. I mean, he can hear you. I think.
I cannot hear anything.
No, because we are not talking.
Oh, okay.
This is why you cannot hear. So Ahmad sent a message saying that he received only an email introducing the Open University. After checking the emails in his junk box, he found 2 emails from the Open University providing further details about the platform. What should he do? Will he get an extension? Well, he has to ask for it.
Yes. The first thing I would do is log into the campus. Okay, those emails should contain your username. Usually it's a combination of your name and your last name, but I don't know exactly what it is. I would have to request it if he doesn't know it. Well, and it should also contain the password to get in. If he doesn't have the password, please email me because I can send him a link on where to renew the password. So first is getting him into the campus. When he's in the campus, I would log into the class and send a message to your teacher explaining the situation. I believe, considering the course started less than a week ago, right? Well, not so long ago, that extension should be possible. If it's not possible, please email me and I would try to like help you out get it, right? As I said before, I cannot personally grant extensions for deadlines, but I can like participate in the email chain and try to make it happen. As I said, teachers are usually very generous in that sense.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's very much the beginning. So I think that if you really face any challenge at this stage, I mean, you of course send an email to Edward. You may wish to copy me as well, so the 2 of us can then follow up on the issues and we usually try to find a solution.
I don't see it as a problem, really. I'm pretty sure he will get the extension, and it's very, very likely to. I mean, as you said, we are not like a month in, so it should be easy to catch up.
Okay. Patrick had another question. It's about the student ID card. It's correct, yes. Patrick?
Yes.
Yes. So the way it works for the student cards is that they are generated automatically. Though the system is telling you that actually it's going to be sent to your address, they are going to be sent to us, and then we will ship them to you. I mean, for us it will be easy because, I mean, we are both UN, so it will get through a pouch or something like that. For the others, we are going to send them. The reason why is that because we have many students that are on mission and they are deployed in the field. So if the UOC sends the student ID cards directly to the mission, they will never get there. So while if we send as UN to our counterparts in the field, then they will get it. So, I mean, it's just something, even if you don't need it, it's just something that certifies that you are registered as a student. And I mean, in some cases, maybe it's still useful because you may get some discounts for museums and this kind of thing. So that's how it works. I have some other comments. So here is Han that is actually helping Ahmed. Thank you very much, Han. So he got, I mean, you got the card directly. That's interesting. Because usually, I mean, at least the agreement that we had, it was that the cards were sent to us. But if now they are sent to you directly, I mean, even better. I mean, less work for me. That's fun.
I did have some students that were in the situation you were describing, even like moving around. And I had no idea that, you know, we could have sent it to you through things out. So maybe in the future, I ask you for help in that sense.
Okay, well, that's usually, we can deal with that, the two of us, but this is part of the agreement that we have. It has always been like that. There was a point, another comment from Faye about still the email. So, I mean, for the time being, Faye, the emails will be still sent to the UOC email box. But as Edward was saying, then we will give you instructions on how to redirect your UOC email to your personal email so that you can have easy access to it.
Absolutely.
And if some of you have not received the student card, you should not worry. I mean, either you get them directly through the Open University, or the reason why you haven't received them yet is because Jordi, a counterpart in the Open University, is sending them to us and then we send them to you. So you should not worry about that. And so, yes, I mean, if you are, I mean, you are UN as well, so we can pouch it to you. It's easier. It's much quicker. Okay. Any other question? I don't see hands raised or messages on the chat. Do you think that you would still need to have, if we are able to fix this thing with the webinar system, to have a short demonstration of the UOC platform? Or you want first to look at the documentation that will be sent to you, and then if you still face some challenges, then we can have another webinar? What do you prefer? Raise the hands for the first option, so to schedule a webinar directly. Yeah? We schedule another one? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, so we will try to make sure that we fix this issue with the Zoom, and then as soon as this thing is fixed, or eventually we can use a different system. We have actually in the house a different system. I don't know how to use it. I use this one because it's on my computer, it's much easier. And then we will try to make sure that you have actually a demonstration of the platform so that you can see how it works. Now, I will need to check with the colleagues in the Open University concerning the dates, because we are having an Easter break next week, and I was about to send you an email about that. But I will still be available if you wish to have the webinar next week. I can still organize it, but I'm not sure that the colleagues from the Open University will be there. Worst come to the worst, we will have it the week of the 4th, if that's fine with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Patrick, you can send the information to me. Okay, so then I will follow up with Edward, with Ismail as well, on when we can have another webinar and a demonstration of the platform, and I will come back to you. I will send you an email. In the meantime, I will post this recorded version on the platform. I think it will be very useful for the other students as well, because I'm sure they have the same concerns that you have. And then we will see how we can move from there. It's okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
Excellent. Excellent. So thank you so much. We will be in touch as usual. You will not get rid of me until your diploma. Well, it will get better as you move to the Open University. I will bother you a little bit less. But then I will be in touch with you for the next webinar. And Edward, if you can just remain there for a moment, so that we can follow up on some of the points and schedule the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll see you in a few days. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Those of you that will have one.
Same to you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye, Patrick. Bye, Han.
Bye. Bye, Claudia.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Yeah.